All right, peeps, it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. It is all about the playoffs now, whether we're talking college football or now the NFL.
The shit hits the fan now, kids.
Got a little over a month of this before we have champions on the college front and the professional front. Of course, this is the latest episode of your favorite politically incorrect sports commentary podcast, Sports Frenzy 2.0.
And that is your favorite host, your favorite uncle, the maestro Kevin Crane.
And sitting next to me, as always, my brother from another mother, your other favorite uncle, the conquistador Dave Height. Going to do a little bit of condensing here this week, mainly because with the playoffs, it's more important to focus on those games than what happened in a pretty much worthless Week 18 in the NFL. There are a couple games we will discuss.
But Week 8, let's face it, Week 18 was an unmitigated disaster.
Yep, you had obvious tanking going on. We did have, I would say, 3 good games, 3 important games. 2 of them on Saturday, January the 3rd. Now, the thing that sucked about the first one, my Buccaneers hosting the Panthers, was that this should have been for the NFC South title, but the Falcons had to go fuck everything up. And Raheem Morris got what he deserved anyway.
Fired. Boom. Bye-bye. But the Bucs did it to themselves down the stretch.
They did. And that's why I...
1-7 to finish off the season.
That's why I was very, very disappointed with the news coming out today that Todd Bowles is coming back.
You can't have that kind of run. After the start they got off to, I know injuries were an issue for them. But that defense was such a letdown. And isn't that what Bowles is supposed to focus on?
Yeah, and you can call out the injuries, that's fine. But the thing is, they won most of their games, finishing 8-9, which is still pathetic beyond all belief. 8-9, they won most of those games when those guys were injured.
Yeah, so you get everybody coming back, and there's no cohesion. It's like they didn't even know how to play together anymore.
So they did beat the Panthers last Saturday, 16-14.
In a monsoon.
But again, because Atlanta beat New Orleans on Sunday, 19-17, that caused a 3-way tie, yes, at 8-9, between the Panthers, the Bucs, and the Falcons, and the tiebreaker with the 3 teams on top goes to Carolina.
Yeah,
but if the Falcons had lost and it had been just a 2-way tie between the Buccaneers and the Panthers, the Buccaneers would have gone.
That still makes 0 sense.
That's how it works. And now we've got the trash heap known as the Carolina Panthers in the playoffs. I'm sorry, I still think if the Buccaneers would have got in, and maybe this is me being biased, would have been a little bit more of a challenge for the rest of the NFC than basically just giving the Rams a free pass now.
Yeah, it's a warm-up game, basically.
Then the late game on Saturday night, the titanic battle for the number 1 seed and for the NFC West crown, the Seahawks and the 49ers. So much for us thinking that the 49ers had it all figured out after they went up and down the field on the Bears. And
that offense was clicking for, 4 or 5 weeks? They're at home. And they score 3 friggin' points.
Yeah, and I know the Seahawks defense is good, but they're not good.
They're not that good. There was something wrong with that Niners team. They were just completely out of sorts.
Yeah, they couldn't
Maybe
do anything.
it's football karma swinging back around to level everything out.
Maybe Kyle Shanahan's not the be-all, end-all great fucking coach we all think he is. How about that?
We've thrown that out there before.
And I still wonder when it comes to these teams, with the trainers and the training staff, the 49ers are always injured. Always.
Soft tissue injuries.
Because as you and I have always talked about, it's a miracle at least to this point. Yes, still have a playoff game or two coming, or possibly more, if this was a fluke. But the Seahawks winning 13-3 gives them the bye, gives them the top spot in the NFC. But you and I, CMC getting through an entire year without an injury is a miracle.
How in the world has that happened?
And do you honestly think it's going to happen next year? But meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, the oft-injured Bosas, at least in this case, what? This is Nick, and then Joey always is injured, formerly of the Chargers, now with the Bills.
Yeah, he's been dinged up and out. It's amazing how often the Bosas and the Watts spend on the injured list.
Yeah. So congrats to Seattle. Deserved, well deserved. They did what they needed to do. Good for Sam Darnold.
He won the big game.
Did not make the mistakes that he did last year with the Vikings, at least to this point.
To this point. He's got an extra week to think about it, though.
But think about this. He also is skipping the week last year that did him in.
That's true.
And then we move on to Sunday, January the 4th, the late game for the AFC North crown. What a game this was, especially the fourth quarter. My God.
The fourth quarter is when all the action happened. The first three quarters just sucked.
It was a slog. It was. But yeah, the fourth quarter, they're going back and forth. I give the Steelers a ton of credit here, not only because they won the game 26-24, but I was convinced without DK Metcalf,
thought they were sunk.
Yeah. I didn't think they'd be able to put up 26 points. I really didn't. Even though the Ravens' defense this year is not what it has been in the past.
Yeah, but that Steelers offense has just not done much of anything.
Yeah. But they did it. Now, it helped
to have a missed field goal right at the end.
Right.
Yeah, Baltimore was in a position to win it.
And you want to talk about a defense? We just said this with the San Francisco 49ers. We just said this with the Ravens. The Steelers' defense isn't all that. How many blown coverages did they have in this game? Especially the two big ones with Zay Flowers, where he's running wide open down the field. And
I'm here.
Yeah.
And nobody around him.
Yeah. So, yeah, you could make all sorts of interesting comments about how's Justin Tucker doing right now. Yeah, somebody said, yeah, he's on his stomach getting a massage right now going, yeah, fuck you, Baltimore, fuck you.
See, this is what you get.
There's your happy ending right there. So, unbelievable to me. If you'd have told me at the beginning of the season, the Lions, the Ravens, the Chiefs, none of the three are going to be in the playoffs, I said, you are out of your fucking mind.
There's no way those
all
three
are going to tell me?
Yeah. The NFL is a weird, wild league.
So, of course, this leads to the fact that the playoffs are wide open this year. I am telling you, it is going to be...
It's a monumental
anybody in this Super Bowl from either side, AFC, NFC.
Yeah. Nobody is without flaws.
Yeah. With Seattle, and then on the AFC side, Denver having the bye, nobody's convinced either one of those teams are going to get all the way through.
Yeah.
You can make a case for almost any of these teams.
Yeah, there's something there for all of them. This is going to make it fun, that there's no gimmies.
Yeah. All right, let's hit on the headlines of the past week. And of course, the biggest headlines involved Black Monday.
And Tuesday.
So we had Raheem Morris Sunday night. He was gone.
Yep.
Atlanta could not wait. And
Along with their director of player personnel, GM, Terry Fontenot.
yep. That is an attractive job except for the quarterback position. And of course, that is the crucial cog
Yeah,
in all of these openings. But you got Bijan Robinson, you have got Drake London,
you have
you've got a
weapons.
good young defense, because that's all they did this past year was draft defense. And at times that defense looked ridiculously good.
Yep. So
But you don't know.
Cousins is on his last half leg. You don't know with Penix, when is he going to come back from that ACL?
And how much can
And
you
how
trust
much-
him, considering that's not the first time he's had
It's
an
his
ACL
third
issue.
ACL surgery.
Right. Yeah, they reworked Cousins' contract. I tried to make sense of this. Basically, it sounds to me like they're done with him.
Yeah, they've given themselves an out to divvy up the money,
Right.
so it doesn't kill them in the dead cap.
Right. Because I think the way it's set up now, he gets next to nothing next year, but then a massive contract
It's huge
the year
on
after.
the back end, yeah.
So it's basically a way for them to get rid of him now and then have the money, split
Yeah,
the money.
so
between-
they're not in salary cap hell.
Right. But they're still going to have to either rework another deal with him or bring in somebody else, because you're not going to have Penix for at least the first half of next year.
Yeah, no, they have got to find somebody else.
Vegas ditches out on Pete Carroll after 1 year. That's a sad, sad ending to that story.
That is. Let's face it, that team was not put together to win this year. At all.
No, and Pete Carroll, unfortunately,
He's the scapegoat.
he's the master of his own demise, is because he wanted Geno Smith. And we all could have told you,
No.
okay, Geno got by in Seattle, but he's getting older. He wasn't really all that good in Seattle.
He was serviceable.
Yeah. So,
And that offensive line was not good. They couldn't block for anything.
no. There are pieces, again, if we want to analyze the attractiveness of the Raiders' job, you've got Ashton Junty, you've got Max Crosby,
Or will you have Max Crosby?
You've got Brock Bowers. So,
But you don't have a quarterback. But you do have
Yeah.
the number one pick.
Yeah, if you're going to go with Dante Moore or Fernando Mendoza, at least you have your pick of those two going forward, the best young quarterback for this particular class. So that is a positive for the job.
Yeah.
Then finally, Kevin Stefanski's singing "Free at last, Lord Almighty, I'm free at last."
Finally let go in Cleveland. Yeah, that was expected.
Was it?
Kind of.
See, I look at this similar to a situation we're going to discuss in a couple minutes, where the old Cinderella song, the classic power ballad, don't know what you got till it's gone. Yeah, you can ridicule Kevin Stefanski's record all you want. He's sub 500.
But he wasn't given anything by that front office and the ownership.
There's a reason why, despite that, he was voted 2-time AFC Coach of the Year.
Yeah, because he did a lot with nothing.
And you could tell. I'm no psychologist. I only play one on a podcast. But you could tell he was playing the passive-aggressive guy this year with Shedeur Sanders. He did not want Shedeur Sanders on that team. And he did not want to play Shedeur Sanders.
No, but he was forced to by injury. And maybe that was his play to be released.
Oh, I could definitely. We've had teams tanking.
Yeah.
You're telling me that Stefanski wasn't doing things that
To get
looked
himself
bad?
fired?
Yeah. Where other organizations were going, yeah, we see why he's doing that.
Yeah.
Not taking it in a negative way. Saying
No.
he's trying to get out.
Yeah. He is a solid coach.
Arizona fires Jonathan Gannon. No surprise there.
Nope.
Gannon's going to have to go through the coordinator route again. Now,
Yeah.
he will be in demand as a defensive coordinator.
Oh, absolutely.
But not as a head
Will Dallas
coach.
be coming calling?
Yes, because Matt Eberflus, again, writing was on the wall. Matt Eberflus fired as the Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator. And then the big one dropped, as you mentioned. It wasn't just Black Monday.
It was Black Tuesday evening when the Ravens finally decided to let John Harbaugh go. This is one I think we can say, we fucking told you so. That this was going to happen if they didn't make the playoffs.
It was either going to be him or Tomlin. Whoever basically lost that Sunday night game
was going to be gone.
Yep.
And I will say, I'm not convinced that if Steelers are one and done, that Tomlin won't be out.
No, I can see that. I'm with you on that. Especially if they get embarrassed.
Yes.
And then, of course, there will be a domino effect. What will that do for Aaron Rodgers? Will he retire?
Yeah. And what was it? There's currently 6 openings.
7.
Or 7 openings. No, there's 6 openings.
No. Harbaugh was the 7th. Because it was 6.
Right, but I'm just thinking outside of the Ravens.
Oh, okay.
There's
Not
6
the
other
ones-
openings.
Yeah, not...
But 7 teams have inquired about his availability.
Yes, your team.
Yes,
I
the
believe.
Dolphins are rumored to have inquired with him to see if he would be interested in taking over the Miami role.
Yeah, sorry. There are 7 openings,
There's
but you're
7
right.
openings, but 6 available to
For him. You're right.
But 7 teams have come a-calling.
Yeah, we should talk about your Dolphins real quick before we delve into this a little bit more. They lose to the Patriots 38-10, 7-10. I'd say that's about what you expected.
Yeah, but come on.
They
It's
have not
just
definitively said, as you mentioned,
that
the rumor
safe.
started after Harbaugh got fired that there was one team that had a head coach,
that was inquiring.
and it turns out it was the Miami Dolphins. Now we got Troy Aikman coming in to help head the search for a GM. Is he going in there and saying, "Why are you keeping Mike McDaniel?
What are you doing here?
Yeah,
Come on." And then there's rumors.
I was hoping Tampa was going to do that. I was hoping the minute Harbaugh and Stefanski got cut loose, that Tampa would say
bye-bye Bowles,
Yeah.
but nope. And then what? Rumors are Jason Garrett might be up for another
"Oh,
run.
Jesus Christ." Now, I'm fine with getting him off of television because he is awful. The entire, except for the 2 guys in the actual booth, the entire Sunday night group that does the
God,
pre
they're
and post game.
Painful. They are so
I've been saying for years I
painful.
can't stand Tony Dungy. Didn't think he was a great coach. Rodney Harrison doesn't do anything for me. Smoke a bowl, spleen boy. Obviously, the guy I hate most of any of them all, the Nepo baby. Can't work Fridays because I got to smoke my pot.
Ugh.
Coordinators. Now, we did say Matt Eberflus got fired. Washington. Kind of surprised by this. Washington clearinghouse.
Both.
Cliff
Kingsbury
Kingsbury,
gone on offense.
Joe Witt Jr. on defense.
Very interesting.
I got news for Dan Quinn. You better win next year.
Yeah.
Because
if
now
you're pulling this.
Yeah, you're
if
playing this card right now.
If you're
2 years in.
You really are letting Kingsbury go, who has developed a great rapport with your starting quarterback. You really want to fuck that up.
Yeah. I think the Commanders are going to be a very interesting team to watch next year because again, you don't know what you got until it's gone.
Yep.
And
They could be a brilliant disaster.
I'm not a huge Cliff Kingsbury fan. He's fine, he's okay. But you got to remember, he was the only guy who got anything out of Kyler Murray.
Yep.
And 2 years in with Washington, he got Jaden Daniels to play up to the level where he got this team to the NFC Championship. And you decide all of a sudden, nope, not good enough because he couldn't make Marcus Mariota work.
Nobody
And
could make Marcus Mariota
And
work.
they were shuffling the quarterbacks in and out of the lineup because Daniels was never healthy. Come on.
You can't lay that on him. Mariota was never a great NFL quarterback. He's a serviceable backup, and if you have to rely on him for a good portion of the season, your season's shot anyway.
And then Detroit, this could have been a little bit of sour grapes. Detroit fires offensive coordinator John Morton.
After 1 year, a half a year of play calling.
Now, you would have thought that maybe Dan Campbell still had a winning record. Yes, they technically finished last because Minnesota, with the same record, wins that tiebreak.
Right.
But still, everybody in the NFC North finished above 500. Amazing.
Surprising.
And if you don't think Kevin O'Connell is an amazing coach, this could be the same situation we see in a couple of years that we're seeing now with Kevin Stefanski. Is if they can't figure out the quarterback situation in Minnesota and Flores walks to take a head coaching job,
which is entirely possible.
So the defense falls apart. For him to take this mess and finish 9-8.
That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah. Compare the rosters between Detroit and Minnesota. And they both finish 9-8. Tell me who the better head coach is. And I love Dan Campbell. I think the NFC
Detroit
North is just
underperformed. But the North was competitive this year.
Yeah. North is, to me, right there with the West in terms of toughest divisions.
Yeah.
The NFC rules right now, basically. The one weak link, of course, is Arizona in the West, but, the other three teams all made the playoffs.
Go figure.
Yeah, but Dan Campbell takes over play calling, as you said. Halfway through the season, they underperform. I don't think they know what to do with David Montgomery anymore.
No.
Whereas Ben Johnson knew how to kind of split those guys, not necessarily 50-50, but...
No, but you would run 1 series, 1 the next series,
Yep.
alternate, find out who was going to have the hot hand, and then ride them in the second half.
Yep. So, again, this could be a little bit of scapegoating here, just like what we talked about with Dan Quinn in Washington. Dan Campbell might be scapegoating
a little bit.
John Morton just because they let Ben Johnson walk. I mean, he was going to walk.
He was going to, regardless.
They probably got an extra year out of him, thanks to the stupidity of the Bears front office for not firing Matt Eberflus a year earlier.
They would have been a year ahead of schedule, or a year ahead of where they are right now. You wouldn't have had a wasted rookie year out of Caleb Williams.
All right. Random thoughts, random things to discuss here. Cowboys release cornerback Trayvon Diggs. He goes to the Packers. We'll see if he has any kind of impact here Saturday night.
Yeah, probably not.
Problems keep piling up for the Patriots. Say that 5 times fast. Problems piling up for the Patriots. As defensive tackle Christian Barmore, on the heels of what happened with Stephon Diggs, Trayvon's brother, Barmore is now in trouble. Again, what is with the time lag on this bullshit? And
Why are we waiting this long to hear these reports?
This one goes back to August the 8th, a misdemeanor assault and battery situation. So far, I give the Patriots, I give Vrabel credit. They've been able to push this stuff under the rug and say it's not going to distract us. We'll see it.
We'll see how now that it's all out.
Once the competition starts getting better here in the playoffs, we will see. Congratulations, I guess. I'm cynical. You people know this. I'm a cynical bastard. Congratulations to Myles Garrett for getting the sack record finally when it looked like he was going to blow it out of the water.
Yeah, everybody focused on stopping him.
So he gets his 23rd sack late in the game against the Bengals. Again, that is the new NFL season sack record. Did you see the video of it?
Yeah.
I have my issues. It's not as
not as egregious as Favre going down for Strahan.
But still.
It was a weak sack.
Yeah. Now, he did get a quick get-off. They talked a lot about that. And, of course, the stat geek said, yeah, that was the quickest get-off in the history of any one rush ever.
Yeah, okay, great.
But
fine,
Burrow
whatever.
basically I'm sorry. Burrow acted like he knew it was coming and just fell to the ground.
Yeah.
Again, not quite as bad as the Strahan-Favre deal, but still.
Pretty damn close.
Let's talk a little fun here. Let's give you some trivia, Dave.
Sure. What do you got this week?
Well, no questions, but I'm just going to throw some fun facts out for you. Carolina Panthers, we noted, are in the playoffs this year at 8-9. They become the first team ever to make the playoffs with a losing record twice.
Oh.
They did this also back in 2014.
Yeah, how bad is that NFC South?
Of course, Phillip Rivers retired yet again.
One more time.
But it was cool to see him on the sidelines for the Colts in Week 18, cheering on Riley Leonard. Riley Leonard played well.
Yeah, not too bad.
But they did lose. The Colts did lose. Ended the year on a terrible losing streak.
Yes.
Now, in this case, I'm okay with them giving Shane Steichen another year because it was kind of hard to overcome that whole quarterback scenario.
I know. What was it? You had Richardson breaking an orbital bone in a freak accident when one of his training bands snapped and hit him. And then you had the horrible injury
to Daniel
Jones.
When he was playing really well.
Yeah, he was playing very well. And then Leonard comes in and then he gets dinged up right away. And then you're forced to bring Rivers out of retirement. It was just a horrible, horrible situation.
But I would like to focus on Week 18 and Riley Leonard losing. Even though, again, he played fairly well. Keep in mind, playing against one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the NFL. But, interesting statistic, that was the 25th straight loss in a NFL start for former Notre Dame quarterbacks.
My God, who do you have to go back to?
Brady Quinn in 2012 was the last Notre Dame quarterback to win a start in the NFL. Now, I looked at the breakdown, and of course there are a couple Jimmy Clausens in there, as you would expect.
Yeah.
DeShone Kaiser's the one that really skews this. Oof. He's got the majority of these 25 losses.
Yeah, on an awful team.
How about those New York Jets?
The Jets jetted themselves once again.
The New York Jets become the first team since 1933 when they started to record interceptions as a statistic. The Jets are the first team since 1933 to not record a single interception on defense in an entire season.
My God. That's pathetic.
Not a fluky tipped ball, nothing.
Nothing. That's bad.
That's another team where I'm shocked we didn't see a one and done with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, I know. Well, he did not have a great quarterback situation either.
And I think that's the thing. I think they're looking at it. And I hate
And then at that
I hate
point,
the money thing always coming into play.
I know.
But the Cowboys will spend. There are teams that will spend money if they have to. The Bengals won't. That's why Zach Taylor's coming back.
Yep.
I think that's a lot to do with
bastards.
You got to remember with Todd Bowles, he just got an extension.
Yeah, so of course they're not going to let him go yet.
Because they don't want to pay him for years and years.
Same
thing here with Aaron Glenn and the Jets. The Jets are a little bit on the frugal side. You want to pay him years down the road while you've got to find another coach, and then you don't have the most attractive roster.
You don't have an attractive roster at all.
So there you go, kids. Fun and games in the National Football League to wrap up yet another interesting season.
Yep. Yeah, I know. The Jets don't even have a running back going forward now, do they, with Breece Hall being a free agent?
Right. Yeah.
There's nothing there.
They got Garrett Wilson, if he comes back healthy. And that's about it.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, they do have a lot of draft capital. They've got a lot of first-round picks in the next 2 years. But
this is...
I don't think they're going to be able to make a move for a quarterback this year. They're going to have to go the free agent route again. And then next year...
Maybe
they
tankathon again to get a number 1 or 2 pick.
Yep.
Oof.
So, of course, this means that we move on to the playoffs.
Playoffs?
We have 6 Titanic games coming up.
Wild card weekend.
Between Saturday, Sunday, and yes, still
Monday
night game. But that's not even the most egregious thing about this, and we'll get to that in a second. We start off with the Rams at the Panthers. What? No Texans? The Texans didn't get the Saturday afternoon game? No, because they probably realize the Texans now could be the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
Let's give them a little bit better spotlight and just get this Panthers-Rams thing out of the way.
Let's just get rid of the Panthers.
It's like a rancid Band-Aid. Right off. The point spread reflects this as the Rams are favored by 10.5. And 7 of our 8 panelists with their picks in completely... Well, no, wait! Oh, no, wait!
No, Mrs. C is on Panther Island. Oh, Jen.
I guess
she saw that the Panthers beat the Rams once.
They did. We have to give them credit for that. They did beat the Rams earlier this year.
They gave them a beatdown.
Yep.
So
I guess it's better for her to be on Panther Island than Cougar Island. Don't tell her I said that. Don't tell her I said that.
Oh.
Now here's where I get a little mad. Now, we haven't even talked about our beloved Bears yet because, of course, they lost. Disappointing loss to the Lions. Took too long, again, for the offense to get going. And even though the Lions only put up 19 points, they win 19-16. The defense let the Lions go up and down the field.
Once again, get the friggin' stop without the points.
The Lions had well over 400 yards of total offense.
That was ridiculous. The amount of space that they gave to Williams and St. Brown was fucking ridiculous. Nobody within 10 yards of them all damn day. Yep. It's inexcusable.
Thank goodness for the Washington Commanders, who we were just ridiculing 10 minutes ago, for knocking off the Eagles.
Yeah.
And how about the criticism that Sirianni's getting once again?
Yep. What are you doing? You think you
could
can
have
just
had the number
waltz
two
right through?
You could have had the number 2 seed, and you blew it. So yeah, thank you. You handed it to us. We'll take
it.
And by the way, sad and happy for Caleb Williams. Let's put it this way: sad and happy. Sad for Caleb that he could not get to 4,000 passing yards.
Yep.
He ends up with 3,942 for the season, but he does become the single season all-time passing yard leader for the Chicago Bears.
Yep. Knocked out Eric Kramer for that one. How sad is it that
good
Cutler...
news and bad news.
How sad is it that Cutler couldn't even surpass Kramer?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Eric Kramer years, man. That was all offense. That was one of those short, rare spans where the Bears' defense was abysmal.
They were horrible.
And the Bears, all they could do was have Kramer pass.
Yeah, they were always behind.
Left,
and
right,
it was just boom,
down
boom,
the
boom,
middle,
boom, boom.
down the field, yeah. So, the Bears get the Packers. That's why I'm very, very happy with the Commanders for giving us this game. This is the game I wanted. At Soldier Field, Saturday night, January the 10th. The one problem, it's on Prime Video, really?
I know, come on, seriously. You're killing us here, NFL. This is the playoffs. The playoffs all should be on network.
So yeah, you're gonna have to help out Grandma and Grandpa and show them how to hook up to Prime Video.
You have to get
if they have it.
Yeah. And with that, then I'm gonna have to do what our buddy Jamie does and sync up the radio cast.
Now, if maybe I'm mistaken, but if memory serves, I think there is a requirement that if it's a local team and the Bears are considered our local team, they have to show this on an over-the-air network, I believe.
That might be.
I'm not 100% on this, but I'm pretty sure that this is the way they at least for the local fans, combat the people bitching and pissing and moaning about it's on Peacock, it's on Prime. What are we supposed to do? Now, you and I know how to get around this. We have the subscription.
Right. We're fine.
But I do feel for the people that, number one, don't want to pay.
Yeah. Why should you have to pay?
I was talking to a friend of mine last weekend. Couldn't watch some of the games because she didn't have Netflix. And I was like, it's $8. Come on. It's $8.
Yeah, but if it's not in the budget, it's not in the budget.
I know.
And why should you have to spend it to watch a sporting event like this?
And of course, I'm not going to get into the numbers, but of course, all I've been hearing is, oh my God, record numbers all over the place. Record numbers for Sunday Night Football. You are all lying to us. You are all manipulating, massaging, fudging the numbers because there's no fucking
way in
way
hell everything is a new record. Ugh.
By the way, before we get to our picks for the Bears game, since we're talking about ratings and that, they just recently released the numbers for the top 100 most watched telecasts of the year for 2025.
Yeah.
96 of 100 sports.
Of course they were.
And 92 of those 96 were football.
Be it NFL or college.
Yep. The only 4 that were not football, there were 2 World Series games, the Kentucky Derby. Oh, what was the last one? There was no men's basketball championship in college. No NBA. No. Yeah. And then the 4 that weren't sports, the Oscars,
Oh, come on. People
Uh,
still watch that train wreck?
and then a couple of Trump's addresses to the nation. It's just this is why these streaming platforms and these networks and these media conglomerates pay all this money, is because sports rules.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe the record numbers that they keep touting.
Time after time. It's a little ridiculous.
But that takes us back to what will probably be the most watched game ever on Prime Video.
A classic NFC rivalry.
I have made no bones about the fact that the Packers are frauds. This is not... We got those first 2 weeks and it looked, wow, I was scared to death. The defense looked dominant. The offense looked efficient. And guess what? Ever since those first 2 games, they've been a 500 team.
Yep.
I still don't buy into Jordan Love. There's people out there actually saying, well, Malik Willis might actually be better.
Gee, you think?
I don't know how much tread's left on the tires for Josh Jacobs. He's been dinged up all year.
Not efficient.
And you and I have been saying for years, they keep throwing these second, third round, fourth round receivers out there, and none of them stay healthy, and none of them really make an impact. And they
have flashes here and there, but there's no consistency.
Right. I have been with the Bears, and of course we'll get to the Miami Hurricanes in a few minutes, my teams. I have been Mr. Negative Nancy. It's my way of combating depression and disappointment.
Expect the worst, hope for the best.
There is no way in holy hell the Bears lose this game. Ben Johnson knows he might be a little bit pissed off about the fact that he lost to Detroit twice, but he knows
he ripped the team a new one in the post-game press conference.
And that's personal. That's personal for him. But the Packers-Bears, that is a rivalry for the ages. It's bigger than just him.
This is it.
Bears win this game. The only dissenter,
Aaron
takes the Packers. The other 6 picks that are in, we all go with the Bears.
We have faith in the Bears.
Although I'm pissed off. The point spread shifted initially in favor of the Bears. Now the Packers favored by
How
a point
the
and a
hell
half.
did that happen? That makes no sense. Oh, we got Trevion Diggs.
Yeah.
Really? That's going to shift it.
Yeah. We'll get Roma Dunze back, and we've got Luther Burden, and we've got Colston Loveland. We're fine. We'll get Olamide Zaccheaus. We will have more than enough weapons.
We'll be okay.
This is the whole point of resting players at the end of the year with the little nicks and the dings and the tweaks, is now both teams will be at full strength. And I will take the Bears at full strength over the Packers.
Amen, brother.
Triple header on Sunday, January the 11th. We start off with what many are saying could be the best game of the entire weekend. The Bills go down to Duval to play the Jaguars. And we cannot mock Liam Cohen anymore for that.
No, we can't. I mean, it's become a thing now. That's their chant.
Yeah.
Now that they're in the playoffs.
He's finally the guy that might have taken Trevor Lawrence and turned him into the number 1 overall pick. That level of expectation now being met.
He's been playing competently. Do I still trust him? No.
No, you and I don't. Neither does Mrs. C
or Doug. But Sam, Bill, and Aaron think the Jaguars at home can knock off the Bills.
Yep, but right now 4 of our 7 picks that are in are going with Buffalo on the road.
They've got more talent. I think the coaching goes to Jacksonville, though. Because we
That's
don't
a
like
good point.
McDermott.
That's a good point. And there is a lot of pressure on Sean McDermott because if we see these initial coaching searches and interviews stretch out throughout Wild Card Weekend, you could see a Matt LaFleur get fired. You could see a Sean McDermott get fired.
You could potentially see Tomlin get fired.
Again, with Harbaugh and Stefanski floating out there.
Makes it interesting.
The middle game. 49ers could have been at home for the entire playoffs, including the Super Bowl. But as we mentioned last weekend,
They didn't show up.
Eagles rested everybody, and as we mentioned, handed the Bears a gift. That being said, I was so uninspired and unimpressed by what I saw from the 49ers last weekend, knowing the Eagles are now rested, knowing that defense, the Eagles' defense, is very, very good, and the 49ers' defense is not. I will take the Eagles in a close game in Philadelphia. Sam is with me. Bill is with me. But you have 4 picks on your side.
I'm
total.
taking the 49ers along with Jen, Doug, and Aaron. I think the Niners bounce back offensively. I don't trust teams that rest everybody in the final week. How often does that come back to bite you in the ass? And the Eagles have a history of that happening to them. So that's why I took the Niners.
Yep, that's going to be another good one.
That's going to be a dandy.
Those 2 games, the 2 earlier games on Sunday are...
Those are really damn good.
Yes. And then we get to the night game Sunday night. The Chargers go across the country to Foxborough to play the Patriots. And I will tell you this. I have actually heard... I have watched a shit ton of shows to prepare for this episode. Many, many different experts, many, many different voices rattling throughout my head. And there are actually a couple, and normally you can usually find a couple. I think I even heard one person pick the Panthers against the Rams.
You always have to have one.
But there are a couple people who think the Chargers can knock off the Patriots. And I'm like, what? Oh, wait,
what are you...
Wait, is your name Chris Sims? Are you smoking dope?
Come on. No.
That offensive line for the Chargers is so beat up. So torn to shreds.
That Patriots defense is tough.
And the Chargers defense, yes, is good.
But the Patriots are so efficient.
And there is no coaching advantage here.
No.
Vrabel and Harbaugh cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Herbert's still probably a little bit dinged up with that hand.
The Patriots are healthy, the Chargers are not.
Yeah, and I don't think that the Chargers receiving core on paper should be tons better than what the Patriots have. But the way they've played this year, the Patriots receivers are actually better. Yes, even Stephon Diggs.
Sad but true.
Trust me, I drafted Ladd McConkey. I wish I hadn't.
McConkey was a disaster.
Keenan Allen didn't do much. Quentin Johnson was hit and miss.
Yeah, they're just,
I don't think this one's going to be close.
No, the Patriots should blow the Chargers out. But Mrs. C is on Charger Island.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised it's only a 3.5 point spread right now.
Yeah, that shocks me that it's not higher than that.
Yep.
Then, the matchup Monday night, the Texans at the Steelers. Intriguing.
I don't like, I've made it very clear throughout the year, I don't like the Texans offense. I still don't think C.J. Stroud is on a trajectory to be a solid starting quarterback for 10 or 12 years. He had his little blip last year. I thought, well, now he'll bounce back. And he did not.
No, this is 2 years in a row of mediocre play.
Yes. They don't have a running game to speak of. Yes, they have one good stud receiver in Nico Collins. But technically the Steelers have one. Now they're getting back DK Metcalf. I would take the Steelers running backs over the Texans. I would take the Steelers tight ends over Dalton Schultz. But the one thing I would not take, and it is the biggest factor of all, is I would not take the Steelers defense over the Texans defense.
No, not at all. That Texans defense is going to make life hell for Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. I think it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be nasty. And as you mentioned, maybe we're going to see the last game ever for Mike Tomlin, because I think it could get really ugly.
Yeah. It could be
I have a
down
prediction
and
for
dirty.
this game, too. And again, shocked that it's only a 3-point spread in favor of Houston.
Yeah.
My prediction, because you've got some... I respect the Texans' defense. I really do. But they've got one player. Al-Shaair is the dirtiest fucking player in the NFL. Azeez Al-Shaair is dirty as hell.
He's a cheap shot guy.
He's going to get under DK Metcalf's skin. He's going to get DK Metcalf ejected from this game.
It wouldn't surprise me.
After what DK Metcalf just went through,
he's going to be on a short leash.
Al-Shaair's going to figure out a way to get in his head.
He's going to just be that nonstop voice.
Yep.
And he'll give him a little shot here and there.
But I'm shocked of our 7 experts who have their picks in. It's only 4-3 in favor of the Texans.
I know. The Texans for you and me and Bill and Aaron. The Steelers for Sam, Jen, and Doug.
I feel bad for Sam. Because he sent me his picks and he put a little note on it. I didn't have the heart to tell him. But he said... I figured he was going to do this. He said, I'm going to try to figure out who Bill would take and try to go oppo.
Yeah.
And you look at the picks we've got in front of us. I think there's only 2 differences between pro and college.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to make up enough ground. Bill's going to win the whole thing.
Yep.
Back-to-back years.
Grr.
All right, kids, so that leads us to college football.
College ball.
Now, we are not going to, of course,
Hit everything.
bother you with all the petty small bowls and analysis on that. The last time we discussed this, we were right in the middle of games on Tuesday night, December the 30th. Yep. I believe, as we were taping, Tennessee was shitting the bed against Illinois. We might have mentioned that last week. And then I think when
we ended, USC was ahead.
And they shit the bed and lost to TCU in overtime, 30-27 in the Alamo Bowl. Then Wednesday night, New Year's Eve.
How long does Lincoln Riley have as a head coach, by the way?
I don't know. But this one pissed me off even more. The first bowl on Wednesday the 31st, the ReliaQuest Bowl. Somehow Iowa put up 34 points on Vanderbilt.
Where does Iowa suddenly get an offense?
Yep. So much for, the little petulant bitch, Diego Pavia?
Yeah.
For Vanderbilt, mad about not winning the Heisman Trophy. Hey, how about you beat Iowa?
How about a chip on your shoulder beat Iowa and you couldn't even do that?
And they're saying that he goes pro?
No.
3rd or 4th round pick at best.
He's a backup at best, if not a practice squad guy.
Thankfully, Duke came through for me in the Sun Bowl, beating Arizona State 42-39.
Grr.
Texas did what we expected. They took advantage of a program in disarray, beating Michigan 41-27.
Yep.
The misery continues for Nebraska as Utah pummels Nebraska in the Las Vegas Bowl 44-22. And then it gets worse because Matt Rule in Nebraska thought they had landed in the transfer portal backup Notre Dame quarterback Kenny Minchey, and a day later Minchey says, "No, I'm going to Kentucky."
Wow.
And we will say it again, and we'll keep saying it until things change. Nebraska never should have signed Rule to that extension.
Nope, they should have let him go to Penn State if he wanted to. If Penn State wanted him that bad, bye-bye.
Then things get good.
Then we get the playoff games.
The Miami Hurricanes. God bless the Miami Hurricanes. Not only did they win in the Cotton Bowl, but they took down the evil empire.
They put Day in his place.
Miami with a forceful, nasty defensive performance.
Oh, that defense was freaking incredible.
24-14 victory for the Canes. So the Canes are in the Final Four. I'm very, very happy with that defense. It's amazing. You bring in one new coordinator and the difference he can make. Because last year, you guys listen to the podcast, you know, last year I was in misery because Cam Ward would put up 35 points and the defense would let up 38.
Yeah, it was bad. But they got an edge to them.
Dare I hold out hope that the Canes could get another national championship. They're
or at least the opportunity to play.
We will make those picks in a few minutes.
Yep, but we have the other 3 playoff games. Wow. Oregon showed up and Texas Tech did not.
That was the Orange Bowl on Thursday, of course, New Year's Day.
Oregon pitches a shutout.
Yeah, and of course I watch most of these games. Texas Tech put up just a brutal performance. They
were not in sync at all. They were not ready for this game in any way, shape, or form.
If they could have played a halfway decent game, they might have had a shot. Oregon wasn't overly
impressive. Texas Tech's defense gave them an opportunity to stay in the game. This could have been actually a hell of a lot worse if Texas Tech's defense wouldn't have shown up the way they did.
Right.
But that offense was just a massive letdown. And I'm sorry, Oregon's defense isn't all that.
No, and a lot of people, again, in the media brag about Oregon's defense. It's great when the numbers look like this, but that doesn't reflect the fact that you're playing a team that for at least one day looked incompetent on offense in Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Now, the Rose Bowl, I'll admit, I did not watch the whole thing because the Indiana Hoosiers kicked the living, breathing fucking snot out of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
And that was a beautiful thing.
38-3 in the Rose Bowl.
I fucking told you people, 3 lost teams have no damn business being in the playoffs.
I've already seen people putting the over-under at 7.5 games next year for Kalen DeBoer before he gets fired.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we know that is the most brutal fan base in college football.
It's pretty
and they
pretty
are
nasty.
Not going to be happy about this.
No.
And then the best game of the 4. Sugar Bowl. Mississippi and Georgia. Mississippi 39, Georgia 34.
And a big F you to Lane Kiffin.
Yep. You know, He let the offensive coaches stay behind. Georgia, here's the thing with Georgia. I think it's about time. I'm not going to say Georgia is sliding as badly as Alabama is, but Georgia needs to start showing us
all right, Kirby.
Why Kirby Smart's considered the best coach.
Yeah, let's see something here, Kirby. 2 years in a row now, coming off a bye, you can't do anything. And let's give it to Indiana.
The only team.
In 2 years, the only team coming off a bye to get a win in a monstrous way to boot.
Yep. Then, of course, on Friday, January the 2nd, we had some leftover bowls that really didn't mean all that much. The Armed Forces Bowl, Texas State beats Rice as expected, 41-10. Liberty Bowl, Navy beats Cincinnati. Dave and I told you we were not going to be fooled again when we saw that point spread.
The way it shifted.
Yep, so we got that one.
Fucking Arizona. Yep. Losing to SMU 24-19.
Yeah, that was a Holiday Bowl, and then we close out the bowl season, outside of the playoffs, of course, with the Duke's Mayo Bowl, where Wake Forest took care of business against Mississippi State. So much for our logic where we said a mediocre SEC team should be able to beat a mediocre ACC team.
Yeah, guess not.
No. All right, headlines in the world of college football, and then we will give you our picks for the two semifinal bowl games.
I hate this damn transfer portal.
Yep, we already mentioned what happened with Notre Dame's backup quarterback Kenny Minchie. Texas Tech gets Cincinnati quarterback Brendan Sorsby. IU gets TCU quarterback Josh Hoover.
So to compete with Mendoza.
No, Mendoza's out. He's gone.
Mendoza's brother.
Oh, I was going to say.
Mendoza the younger transferred in anticipation of taking over next year.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you talking about? We've only been mentioning Fernando as the number one pick in the draft for the last month or two.
No, his brother's there. His brother got playing time against Bama.
Then, of course, we have the quarterback from Washington.
Who signed a contract for NIL money with Washington. And now, I'm going to back out of that. I want to go somewhere else.
And guess what? Everybody's saying Washington does not have a leg to stand on.
He
legally
fucking signed it.
It's not a contract for employment is what they're saying.
Then what are we doing with the NILs?
That's the whole thing. This is
then
a sham.
What are we fucking doing?
It's a sham. This is what everybody's saying. It's a sham. The NCAA, Paper Tiger, can't enforce anything. This is ridiculous. This is why we keep hearing about government intervention. Because the NCAA is powerless.
Don't like it at all. This is crap.
You can back out of the NIL deals whenever you want. You can transfer as many times as you want.
You don't have to honor your contract as a coach.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Of course, we've already sung the praises of the great and glorious Miami Hurricanes. Locally here, just a few miles away from the Sports Frenzy Studios, Notre Dame poaches the defensive line coach from the Indianapolis Colts. Charlie Partridge will now be the new defensive line coach at Notre Dame as Al Washington was promoted to linebackers coach. Then we have not Division II. Well, we do have Division II. We call it the FCS now. We also have Division III.
Yep.
Champions to pass along. Division III champ is University of Wisconsin River Falls. Your FCS Division II
D2
FCS national champion in what by all accounts was a phenomenal game. Montana State beats Illinois State 35-34
for their
in overtime.
first championship.
First in a while.
Well,
I think it would have been Illinois State's first ever. I think Montana State won their first in like decades. It's been decades since Montana. But yeah, it would have been, I think, the first for Illinois State. So all that leads us to our picks for the semifinal bowl games as you're listening to this early, most likely on January the 8th as we tape on Wednesday night, January the 7th.
Here on Spotify, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Apple, Overcast, Castbox, Amazon, Audible, and iHeart Sports Frenzy, baby. And the UB2B.
Don't forget to check out the Facebook page where all 8 of our expert panelists' picks will be posted right before kickoff of Thursday night's game, January the 8th, the Fiesta Bowl.
Number 10, Miami versus number 6, Mississippi.
I've already explained my philosophy. Not going to get into it again. 2 words. Trinidad Chambliss. I was so impressed with the way he played against Georgia. And I am not that impressed with Carson Beck. Now, every other player on the Hurricanes I absolutely love. From Mark Fletcher all the way through to Bain on defense. I mean, I love them all. Malachi Toney, freshman. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, when he comes out, the Bears need to get him because he is going to be the second coming of one Devin Hester.
That would be a good thing.
But I don't trust Carson Beck. I don't. The offensive game plan is still so conservative. They got away with it again, even though I didn't think they would be able to, against Ohio State because that defense was lights out. I don't think they're going to be able to do this against Trinidad Chambliss. I just don't. Some of the passes he was throwing against Georgia were NFL-level passes. And I never see those out of Carson Beck. Never. I'm hoping for another outstanding, stellar defensive performance from the Hurricanes. But I just think Chambliss is going to be too much and Mississippi wins.
Well, you've got Mississippi along with Sam, Jen, Doug, and Aaron. Bill and I are taking Miami. Why am I taking Miami? Their friggin' defense. They have it in them to do this again. Mississippi blew their FU game to Lane Kiffin already. I think they are emotionally spent after that. I don't see them having that kind of performance once again.
I can't disagree with you because not only emotionally could they be spent, but all the chaos around the offensive coaches again.
Yeah.
Are they going to stick around for another bowl game? Are they going to LSU? What's going on?
What was it? I've only heard that Weiss is the only one that's going to be there. So there's more chaos.
That could be a factor. I will not dispute that.
I'm looking at that chaos and the emotional level, they left it all out. Miami, I think this just gave them, oh yeah, we got the swagger.
And I know I've said this before, maybe not enough. For all the abuse we take, going all the way back to Catholics versus convicts, and we deserved it. I tell you what I love about Miami is the loyalty. When I see Michael Irvin freaking out like he's on a cocaine binge on the sidelines.
He probably was.
I see Ray Lewis not killing anybody. But then I told you, I texted you, and I said, when Mario Cristobal, after the game, was motioning over to Jimmy Johnson, his old coach,
yeah,
I was like, that's Miami. Loyalty.
Yep.
This team cares about the past. They care about the fact that they are back, the legacy. It's why they're my team. I love them. Except for Carson Beck.
I thought you were all in on the Maserati or Lamborghini kid.
We're going to have to do it again. I'm not hearing who we're poaching yet. But this is what you're going to have to do every year.
Yeah.
You mentioned the flaws in the system.
Unless you find somebody who will stick that takes the reins.
Right.
It's hard to find that.
Yeah. No, Beck, I knew Beck would get us close to the playoffs. I did not think he'd get us this far. I will admit that.
It's saw his flaws.
It's a shame because Cam Ward is the one that deserves to be here.
Yeah.
But
I know.
Didn't take last year's offense, this year's defense. That's a national championship. That was it. That would have been an easy national championship, except for maybe one of the teams playing Friday night, January the 9th, in the Peach Bowl.
Yep, a Big Ten rematch between number 5 Oregon and number 1 Indiana.
There's no way in holy hell I'm picking against the Hoosiers after what they did to Alabama.
You can't. Cignetti is a freaking coach for the ages right now. He is the guy. In 2 years, what he has done there, how can you pick Oregon over Indiana right now?
None of our panelists are right now. 7 picks in, all 7 for Indiana. And you realize what this could possibly set up for me.
Yep. This game
will
to pick.
Kill me. This will kill me. If I have to pick between Miami and Indiana, this will kill me. Because Indiana's the one team outside of my Hurricanes who I want to win this thing.
I know.
So we'll see. That's another reason why I didn't pick it. I'm not going to manifest it into existence. I'll let you guys do that.
Yeah.
You and Bill can do that for me.
There we go. So there you go, kids. There's your picks. As we fade the crystal ball out for the evening.
Yep, but we're of course not done. We still got about a month, a little over a month left when it comes to football. Now, of course, we've got to move on to all the rest of the sports that don't mean nearly as much to us. And we'll wrap things up here for you this week. Now, of course, we mentioned that we're a little over a month, maybe 5 weeks away from football, sadly, being over and done for yet another year. But that will lead us into the start of NASCAR. There you're going, Maestro, what are you talking about? There's nothing going on in racing. Au contraire, mon frere.
You just have to look to the midgets. Because we're getting ready for the 40th annual Chili Bowl, baby. Kicking off the week of January 12th through 17th.
This is what your Uncle Dave does to me. He completely ignores the big elephant in the room headline for the week when it comes to NASCAR. The fallout continues from the 2311 front row antitrust lawsuit.
Yes, it's about damn time that Steve Phelps resigns. Not until the end of January, though. What took so long for this to happen?
What was the text?
Why did it take so long for him to announce his resignation? This should have come out after everything was settled.
Like the day after?
Yeah, like it should have been done before the first of the year. He should have been out already.
And of course, you guys should know by now, when evidence was submitted as the antitrust trial was headed to its final conclusion, we saw all the text messages bad-mouthing Richard Childress, and bad-mouthing the NASCAR fans, and bad-mouthing 23, well, of course, 2311 in front row.
Yeah.
The SRX stuff, the SRX takeover.
Yeah. The guy was not very professional in what was going on. And his quote, I'm resigning as a personal decision.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
It's a personal decision to step away, was his quote.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh. No, your ass was forced out by the France family after Bass Pro Shop owner Johnny Morris wrote a letter and was on his soapbox demanding that you be removed for your treatment of everybody.
And of course, NASCAR's still an absolute mess because, as we mentioned, we are a little over a month away from Daytona, less than a month away from the Clash.
Yep.
And you still haven't figured out how you're going to tweak the playoff system, how you're going to change that.
We've heard nothing.
And you said there were definite changes coming this year. Well, you better do something pretty damn quick. Because you let this drag. What are you going to do? Wait till the Clash to announce this? Teams have to be prepared.
They need to know what to expect. Now, in days gone by, in the coming weeks, we would have gotten Charlotte Media Day, where all the race teams were there and all the media were present to interview, race shops being toured by everybody, and major announcements for the season ahead would be made. You don't have that anymore.
So I've got a feeling it's going to be another year of chaos for NASCAR.
Yeah. And
then hopefully everything will settle down.
They got a lot
for 2027.
They got a lot of ass kissing to do right now. Not only with the team owners and drivers, but with the fans.
Then of course we have the news that the IHRA, the International Hot Rod Association, has purchased Rockingham Speedway.
Very interesting.
They swear they are looking to be good shepherds. They are not going to change or alter anything involving NASCAR's involvement. They just want to make this a facility that works for the area, for the community.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Maybe NASCAR could learn something from the IHRA.
Yeah, the NHRA's baby brother.
All right, moving on to baseball. Got a little bit of hot stove news, and yes, some of it involves the Chicago Cubs.
What? No.
News broke today that the Cubs pulled off a trade for Miami starting pitcher Edward Cabrera, where they gave up one of their prize prospects, outfielder Owen Cassie, along with two other hitting prospects.
Wow.
This is a huge gamble considering the fact that Cabrera is never healthy.
Yeah. What was it?
Now, financially not a huge risk.
No.
He's under control for the next 3 seasons. I'm sure that was a big part of this whole deal.
Yeah, but God, giving up Owen Casey.
Yeah, now, get this. Now I'm hearing, but the Cubs, now realizing that they've set themselves back offensively for the future, are starting to look at the big, they want to bring Kyle Tucker back. They want to bring Bellinger back.
They want to look at Bregman.
Yeah. Bullshit.
No
on
way in
toast.
hell.
The only reason they made this move is because Cabrera is, number one, under control.
Through 28.
And he's cheap.
Yeah. They are going cheap. They didn't want to have to pay Casey down the line.
Now, hopefully, I don't wish ill will on anybody. Well,
except for maybe
Jimmy Kimmel, maybe. We'll talk about him on the Weekend Edition. Don't forget to check out the Weekend Edition, your favorite Saturday morning hangover cure, where your Uncle Dave and I will have a bunch of new songs to review and a lot of movies, a shit ton of movies. Trust me.
You got bored, didn't you?
Your Uncle Dave had to get in my ear last night, caught me at a vulnerable moment, and said, "Have you watched this movie with Don Johnson?" I said, "Don Johnson? He's my god. He's my idol. What are you talking?" So, of course, I had to watch that movie, and then I said, "Well, I still got some time. I'm not tired yet. Let's watch another movie." So, a full, fun weekend edition awaits you kids on Saturday morning. But, yeah, this is a sham for the Cubs. I mean, yes,
Edward Cabrera good, but
Edward Cabrera was one of the guys that everybody was looking at in terms of trading for him. When I said that I don't wish ill will on anybody, I meant hopefully you don't want to trade these guys away and have them succeed, because then you look stupid. So maybe this will turn out to be like a Matt Merton deal.
You mean like as the White Sox traded away Fernando Tatis?
I wasn't going to say anything. But
something like that?
Every team has something like that in their history, though.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, hopefully this is a Matt Merton deal, you know. But the thing is, we gave Matt Merton more than enough chances, and he never panned out.
Right.
Cassie really hasn't had a shot yet. So that's what worries me about
when
his
they
potential.
brought him up for that brief little run, he looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, the numbers didn't bear it out, but again, it was just a handful of games.
Yeah.
So now, we still don't have anything going in terms of all the big names, but we did have a couple of overseas players because of the restrictions on how their time, their window, they have to sign, they have to post in America in a certain time frame. God, wouldn't that be nice if that applied to all free agents?
Gee, that would be lovely.
But now, of course, we mentioned a few weeks ago how the White Sox signed Munetaka Murakami.
Right.
The two other guys that signed here just at the last possible minute for their window before it closed. The Astros signed starting pitcher Tatsuya Imaya, 3 years, $54 million. And the Blue Jays signed third baseman Kazuma Okamoto for 4 years and $60 million.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing we didn't discuss with Murakami that we can bring him in with these other two is the posting fees. We didn't talk about the fact that these contracts don't include posting fees. The White Sox had to pay $6.575 million for signing Murakami. The Astros for Imai had to pay $9.675 million. And by the way, his contract has opt-outs.
Of course it does.
And then the Blue Jays had to pay the most of all. For Okamoto, they had to pay $10.875 million in a posting fee. So you got to remember, kids, that's more money on top of these contracts.
Right. It's ridiculous. Absolutely stupidity that the way the Japanese players come over versus players from any other country.
And then the only significant free agent signing outside of the Japanese players, the Angels signed relief pitcher Kirby Yates, 1 year, $5 million. So another reliever comes off the board. And then finally, how about this? Now initially I read this and I was kind of aghast. I was in dismay. I was apoplectic. But then the more I thought about it, I kind of saw the point coming from the U.S. Trademark Office, where the A's have been denied trademarks for Vegas Athletics and Las Vegas Athletics because they say those terms are too general and too broad. But now, how did they slide through before?
But it's the fucking name of the team. That's not too generic.
Remember, we just went through this recently with Utah's hockey team, where they couldn't be called the Yetis because that would be confusing for people wanting to buy ultra expensive fucking coolers.
Yeti versus Yetis. Come
Yeah,
on, let's have
something's-
some fucking common sense here, people.
Yeah, something's going on with this trademark office that they're not letting anything go through now.
This is really fucked up.
Now,
There are some things that, yes, you don't need to allow through. But if you have a frickin' team, you have to allow that team to have it trademarked and copyrighted.
Now, supposedly, they do have a chance to reapply here. And we're still a couple years away from them actually moving into their new stadium, which will open in 2028. So there is a chance that this could go through. But just honestly, if you say Las Vegas Athletics, that is a pretty broad term. You know, that any sport being played in Las Vegas could be considered Las Vegas Athletics.
But how did they get away with it in Oakland?
This is true. And again, this is why I'm saying between the Yeti ruling and now this particular regime with the trademark office seems to be very restrictive.
Yeah.
All right, basketball. We're playing basketball.
Jones.
Real quick, the Magic still disgust me beyond all belief. Playing I believe the Nets tonight. Right now they are 20-17. Again, underachieving beyond all belief. Jalen Suggs hurt again. Now he has an MCL contusion.
Hey, they won in overtime, 104-103.
Tonight?
Yeah.
So it took them overtime to beat the Nets?
Yep. In Brooklyn.
All right, great. So they're 21-17 now. Yippee fucking skippy. They're still underachievers. And then I hear this story. Okay, Jalen Suggs, number one, is worthless. He's always hurt. But now I heard the story where the NBA has told him he has this ritual. He has a headband, okay? He starts the game off with the headband around his neck.
Okay.
And then once he feels like he's into the flow of the game is when he pulls the headband up into its normal position.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you want to talk about how stupid the whole A's trademark thing is? The NBA told him, no, you can't do that. You can't do that anymore.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Didn't get a good reason.
That's arbitrary bullshit.
But you know how the NFL is goofy about uniforms too, and how you wear your socks, and everything's got to be just right, and everything's got to... These leagues are very, very, very
I want to see silver written across his next headband.
Like the great Jim McMahon.
Yes.
And Roselle.
That's what I want, damn it.
Then we've got injuries with the Bulls. Josh Giddey, hamstring. He's out 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, but Dave, we got another record.
Oh, do tell.
Can you please explain this one to me? For all the times here
Oh, wait,
over
Christmas Day was record-setting?
Despite the fact the NFL
Had 3 games.
The best Christmas viewership for the NBA in 15 years.
Bullshit.
5 games, 5.5 million average viewership, which is up 4%. Get this. So that's up 4%. That doesn't sound like an amazing nudge up to me. But then they say people that tuned in for parts of the games was over 47 million. That's up 45%.
No, it's people were looking for the NFL games.
That I'll tell you what though, that's Another shady thing in terms of viewership, whether it's sports.
You cannot do the simple channel surfing crap.
They will count. I read this the other day, and this again is not just sports. This is anything.
You cannot count channel surfing.
Whether it's Stranger Things, whether it's Reacher, whatever you're watching on a streaming service, they are now counting you as a viewer if you are on it for 2 minutes.
No, that's ridiculous.
2 minutes, you count as a viewer.
No. So you tune in for the last 2 minutes waiting for the next thing that pops on that you don't want to miss, and you're giving ratings to whatever.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Yep. I read that the other day. 2 minutes now counts as a viewer for a show.
That is wrong on every level.
All right, in college basketball, the gap is closing. But in the AP poll, the men's poll, Arizona's still number one, barely ahead of Michigan, who are still number one in the coaches poll.
Bum, bum, bum.
So that means it's time for my Clint Eastwood Badass of the Week.
You know, it's funny. Iowa State, they're lurking at 3 in both.
Yep. Yeah, I think you still have 6 undefeated teams as of earlier today. And shockingly, one of them is Miami of Ohio.
In the MAC.
Yeah.
Holy cow, Nebraska's now a basketball school. They're undefeated right now.
Yep.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
But my badass of the week is Purdue's Braden Smith, who became the all-time Big Ten assist leader last Saturday. He has 893 assists.
Damn.
That puts him number one all-time in the Big Ten. But who, Dave, is number one all-time in NCAA basketball for assists?
I have no idea.
1,076. Now, Braden Smith has an outside shot at that number because they do count playoff games.
Right.
Tournament games. Bobby Hurley, 1,076 assists with Duke.
All right. It would have to fucking be Duke, wouldn't it?
I was waiting for that. The Miami Hurricanes are not only awesome on the football field, they are now again awesome on the basketball court. They are 12-2. I believe they're playing Wake Forest tonight. Notre Dame having some issues.
They got problems. Shrewsbury is not the guy.
They're 10-5. And Micah Shrewsbury charged the referee at the end of the Cal game. Controversial call, loss for Notre Dame.
That was a bad call. It was egregiously bad. But you cannot react that way as a coach.
But he got a quote-unquote public reprimand from the ACC.
Yeah, it wasn't any worse because it was a call that should not have been made. And that officiating crew, I believe I read they got a talking to about it. They've been put on notice.
In hockey, seen a little bit of a resurgence here from the Blackhawks.
3-game win streak. They've climbed out of the basement, sitting at 41 points at 17, 18, and 7. But even better, Connor Bedard is close to return from that shoulder injury. He's been practicing this week. There's an outside chance he could play this weekend.
There you go. See, all you had to do was tread water. Just had to tread water.
Yep. And thankfully, the Jets are on a 10-game losing streak.
Then we had the Winter Classic. Rangers beat the Panthers down in Miami, 5-1.
Yep. Oof. There you go.
Attendance was 36,153, which you That's about 3 or 4 Marlins games combined. But of course,
Yeah, hockey's
the one
not
time,
that big down in Florida.
the one time, everybody's screaming, got a record, record viewership here. The one time has to be hockey, where they say this was the lowest rated Winter Classic ever.
Yeah, I can see it why it was. So.
And I think I read that they do have one other outdoor game, and it's going to be in Tampa. So got to complete that Florida circuit for the NHL.
I think the Winter Classic stuff has run its course.
Everything does. Everything does.
Yep.
I mean, look, even baseball, just a couple years after they started the Field of Dreams game. Now it's sporadic. Now that they have it, but it's not every year.
Yeah. Keep it something special. You can't. Yeah, the every year thing, it loses its luster.
In boxing, Tyson Fury has unretired for the 5th time.
Oh, God. Oh, Tyson, you got to pay for that wedding.
I would say I was shocked, but we know this is boxing and this crap happens all the time.
All the damn time.
And then finally, I know earlier we talked about Frenzy 5-0 with football and the Patriots with Christian Barmore, but we also unfortunately have to relate the sad tale of Lenny Dykstra, who has had all sorts of issues with substance abuse. Passenger in a car on New Year's Day. Car was pulled over in Pennsylvania. Dykstra found in possession of multiple drugs.
Oh, Lenny.
Recovering from a stroke.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
So, yeah, crack will really help that out.
There's quicker ways to do yourself in there, Lenny.
Yeah, that's a downward spiral, unfortunately.
He's been in a bad way for a long time.
I'm surprised he's made it this long.
Yeah. So
really
am
am.
I.
All right, kids. We're going to start heading to the last few minutes of the show, which means we go to moments of silence.
Big one in hockey. Hall of Famer, winning 4 cups with the Montreal Canadiens, and in the front office, a Blackhawks executive and coach for over 3 decades, Bob Pulford passed away.
Are you sure about the Canadiens part?
Or not the Canadiens, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sorry.
There
it was the Maple Leafs.
I was going to say, I had him down for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, it's the Maple Leafs.
Then in football, we're going pre-Super Bowl here. Billy Ray Barnes, star running back for the Philadelphia Eagles, part of their championship team, integral part of their championship team in 1960, passed away. But now we know what this all means.
It's time to pivot to find out which of our contestants will be named this week's Red Foreman Dumbass of the Week.
I'm back, baby. I'm back. 2026. I found my anger.
He's got 20 for us.
No. Unfortunately, I'm gonna do this a little differently because part of this initial group, I'm gonna say it's gonna carry over. We're gonna have a carryover theme-wise from the sports edition to the weekend edition.
So that means, kids, you have to tune in for part 2.
I'm calling it technical glitches. Maybe because people are drinking too much around the New Year's, but they happen to be working cameras at these events or whatever they're doing.
Or trying to run teleprompters.
Yes. So let's do the sports technical glitches for the week. We'll start off with, and I noticed this, and this pissed me off beyond all belief. Some genius at ESPN
Of course that's where it was.
during the Ohio State Miami game. The obsession with the graphics on the television now has gotten way out of hand. We've got to change it every year. We've got to make it look different every year. What they call the score bug is what they call it.
Just leave it the fuck alone.
Some genius thought for the Miami Ohio State game that every time somebody got a first down on the score bug display, they would flash yellow.
You flash yellow, it's a fucking penalty flag, you moron.
Confused everybody, the maestro included, because that's all I thought.
Oh,
I saw
shit,
the
it's
yellow
a flag again?
Yeah, because this is how we've been conditioned.
Yellow
Every
is
play-
a penalty flag.
Yeah, and we always wait
On the score bug, it pops up. Yellow, flag.
And we've been conditioned also that anytime there's a pass play or a big play, you have to wait 3 or 4 seconds
For it to be confirmed.
because there could be a late flag.
Yeah.
The players could be bitching and pissing and talk a weaselly little referee into throwing a flag late. But yeah, flashing yellow for a first down
Is
just
stupid.
confused the entire thing completely and
You
totally.
don't do color. Just stop. Don't do anything.
And the outrage was so much that they said, maybe we won't do that the next day. So it was thankfully corrected for the next day's games. But yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known for Indiana because I watched the McAfee cast.
Well, yeah, again, luckily by the time they got to those bowl games, they did not do it because of the overwhelming outrage
Yeah.
of them screwing it up with the Miami game. Then you had, oh, look, ESPN again. ESPN's Greg McElroy.
Any relation to Rory? Sorry, had to ask.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jesus God. If your name's McElroy, do you just show up on the dumbasses of the week?
Automatic.
Greg McElroy, while he was calling the Ole Miss game, the Ole Miss Georgia game, happened to call star running back Kewan Lacey Kyron Lacey.
Oh,
And if you kids remember, Kyron Lacey was the troubled young man involved in the car crash that we have talked about in the past that killed a 78-year-old. Then he went on a police chase which ended in him killing himself. So to screw up Kewan Lacey's name that bad, to call him Kyron Lacey,
oof. Ooh, that's... Come on.
and then finally here in our technical glitches department in the dumbass category, CBS, during the Sun Bowl, decided they had to get off the air, despite the fact that they cut off Gary Danielson saying his goodbyes and farewells in his final broadcast ever.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Long time
Oh,
college
you
football
can't
analyst
do
Gary
that.
Danielson was trying to say thank you to certain people and goodbye. Cut him off.
Oh, that is awful.
All right, in regular dumbass, we've got 3 more. And believe it or not, Hillary Clinton.
There's a blast from the past.
You're going,
And
what?
in sports? Come on.
Sports? Hillary Clinton posted on New Year's Day a really bizarre, odd post.
Are we sure it was her?
Well, it was on her account. Let's put it that way.
So it's probably one of her...
Handlers.
Yeah, probably some little just out of college intern trying to run her social media.
Yeah, and it had some line about here's to 2026 where we will make democracy great again or something stupid like that. But it posted an old picture, obviously very, very old picture because her and Bill actually kind of didn't look old and decrepit. With the kids behind them, they're like cross-country skiing. But the funny part about it is, and you go, why is this still about sports? Is it about cross-country skiing? No! It's about the gloves she was wearing. In a 2014 interview, Hillary Clinton was asked what she thought about the term Washington Redskins. It's insensitive, and I don't think that name should be used for the football team in our nation's capital. Guess what gloves,
so what gloves
she
was she wearing cross-country skiing? Was it the old Redskins logo?
I believe it was, yes. As somebody zoomed in on the picture to show everybody, yeah, those are Redskins gloves. Way to go, Hillary. Way to go.
Or your idiot social media manager.
Right. Normally I love Josh Allen, so please don't tell Mrs. C I did this, but I'm fed up with this bullshit. He did this last year, and he did it again this year. This is pussy bullshit. To keep his streak of consecutive games started.
That's crap. I'm going to go in for one play.
Hand off the ball, one play, and I'm out.
I hate that shit.
I could have forgiven him for last year. Now he's doing it again this year.
Nope.
No. Now he's a dumbass. He's a dumbass.
If you want this, play the first quarter.
Yeah, at least play a quarter.
At least play a quarter.
So now his streak is at 127 straight regular season starts.
I don't buy this one play and done bullshit. I hate that crap.
Well, Josh, I'll tell you what. Your dumbass streak is now at 1 and counting. Finally, former All-Pro offensive lineman Matt Kalil. Matt Kalil is suing his ex-wife Haley. Why, you may ask? Well, of course, marriages go bad and things.
It happens.
Things go wrong. Matt Kalil is suing his ex-wife Haley for comments she made on a podcast, saying that part of the reason that their marriage failed was because his penis was the size of 2.5, maybe 3 Coke cans stacked on top of each other. Now, logic would say, isn't that a good thing for her to be bragging about how big your dick is?
Not necessarily.
But he is saying, no, that is a private matter.
Should not have been made public.
And she should not be making money off of talking about the size of my dick.
Oh, we know what his second career could be.
Yeah, I can't look at a can now. Not a Coke can, but still, I'm looking at my can here. And imagining another one on top of that and a third. Oh, shit.
Bless you. Bless you, sir.
So there you go. There are all your choices. You got Hillary Clinton. You can choose Matt Kalil or his ex, whatever one of that situation you want to call the dumbass. You've got Josh Allen, and then you've got all those technical glitches I discussed. I'm gonna go with the very first one just because I watched that Miami-Ohio State game, and the genius who thought that flashing yellow for a first down and not realizing that the audience is going to go flag. Fuck, that's a flag. There's a penalty. It's just so stupid.
that would have been number one for me, but come on. How can you deny a final sign-off
Oh, for Gary Danielson?
for Gary Danielson?
Yeah.
To me,
To cut it
that's
off?
the egregious part right there.
All right, kids, there you go. Those are our picks for the Red Foreman Sports Dumbasses of the Week. But what about you? Who do you think out of the roster of idiocy I just gave you? Who takes the cake? Let us know. Post a comment.
Put it on the Facebook page. Come on.
That's the best way to get to us, for us to see it the quickest, is to put it on the Facebook page. But feel free to comment on any of the podcast platforms that are out there that carry Sports Frenzy, which is damn near all of them.
Spotify, Good Pods, Pocket Gas, Apple, Overcast, Castbox, Amazon, Audible, iHeart, Sports Frenzy, baby, and the UB2B. For a second time.
Wow. Sloppy seconds.
Yes.
Way to go, Dave. Did it twice. Now we just got to remember to do it on the weekend edition. Which, of course, we're going to be recording right after we wrap this up.
And take a pee break.
That's the way we do things here on Wednesday nights in the Sports Frenzy studios. So again, do not miss out on the weekend edition. We have got so much cool stuff. It is fucking ridiculous. So check us out Saturday morning, and then, of course, come back here in 7 days.
We'll do this all over again.
Yep, diving into the NFL wildcard weekend games.
And
Setting up the NCAA football championship game.
boom.
So don't miss that. Don't miss the weekend edition. And don't miss your Uncle Dave saying, say goodnight to the kids, Dave.
Good night to the kids, Dave.